Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jack Chang here, and today we're going to do yet another property review. It is YOLO Signature Suites at Bandar Sunway. So yes, this is YOLO Signature Suites. And even from the name itself, right, YOLO, you only live once. You can tell it's very youth-centric, youth target market, yeah, that this development. And where are we exactly? Towards that end, if you see, that is actually LDP, yeah. Let me zoom in. Yes. So that is the start of the bridge which crosses over heading towards Kota Damansara. So basically this road, if you turn out, I think less than 200 meters, you basically hit the LDP Federal Highway intersection. And here, this side here, we basically head towards Sunway. So YOLO Signature Suites is a very, again, like I was mentioning, youth target, or specifically is a student target market. You have a total of 395 units, 40 stories building. Facilities is on level 11 and also the highest floor. Sky bar, they have a very nice sky bar, or designed for a sky bar, yet to be operating, but that's in the plan, in the brochure. And the units here, 395 units, you got smallest unit is type C1, extremely small I would say, studio unit, so it's 440 square feet, and the largest is 1018 square feet. But although it's 1018, it's not a family design layout, because that 1018, they managed to squeeze in 5 rooms. Yes, 1018 for 5 rooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's also a dual key unit, so you can imagine, yeah, you're talking about an average per unit less than 200 square feet, you know, because there's some common area, there's the bathroom, there's the small kitchenette area. So very student-centric market that this development is. Okay, single block here, and then this side here is all the car park, yeah, all the car park. So you have basically units all the way from second floor all the way up until the 39th floor. Okay, so yes, without further ado, let's go. So we are within the compound of YOLO Signature Suites. We've crossed the road from opposite. So downstairs here, you have your retail lots, like what I was mentioning, ground floor and first floor, and above all the way up until level 10 is your car park. Yeah. So this is the drop-off. You can turn around. You have 2 entrances into your lobby. Okay, but before I talk about that, right, let me just talk about this bit. So the commercial part, to go up, you have this lift here, commercial lift lobby. Yeah. And there's also a toilet. Okay, I'm not going to show the toilet. Nothing special about the toilet. Landscaping wise, I think it's quite stylish, very aptly designed for the youths of today. I mean, look at all this. I would say it's quite nice, to be honest, what they've done for the design and the landscaping. The lift lobby. So you have a few operators here. One co-living is basically, you can say it's by the One Academy, main official operator, Signature Suites. So I think this place itself will be an official hostel for One Academy also. That's the way I see it. Because if you go to the One Academy website, you can see One co-living. This is where they have their hostel on their hostels. That's just beside the Balai Police Sunway, and then you got other operators also operating in this space here. Yeah. So let's head up to the unit that we're going to review on level 20. Let's go. Stepping out of the lift, we are on the 20th floor. So that is Greenfield. Yeah, one of the projects that we reviewed previously. And where are we? That here is Sunway Pyramid, this direction here. Right beside again, this is LDP. This side here, towards my back, is towards PJ, Kota Damansara. So there are actually a total of 4 lifts. You see 3 here, these are the 3 passenger lifts. And right behind here is actually the lift bomba, which is accessible from the other end. So this floor, 20th floor, is actually the brake floor, where you have your mid-brake in terms of your water tank and your pump room behind this door. Disabled toilet, very interesting, they actually have a disabled toilet. Or toilet, I'm not sure if this is because it's a commercial title, but rarely do you see a toilet even for service apartments, right smack, in a normal floor. So the more conventional floor has a total of 14 units. This floor is very unique. These are all the pump rooms again, and water tank. This part onwards, or from there rather, there are supposed to be rooms all the way. But for this floor, it's a bit special, and even the floors, 3 floors down, 3 floors above, right? You got a very big garden here. This is a mid-sky garden, and it's 6 stories. Can you imagine? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very, very big, very, very generous. So there's a lot of ventilation coming in as far as cooling is concerned. Usually, it's always only 2 double volume or triple volume for your brakes. This one gives you up to 6 stories. Very, very generous. And again, every time they do this, right, they go higher one floor, they actually reduce the number of units that they can sell. Yeah. So this is also very generous of the developer. So they only have a total of 4 units. All the units are here. So this floor enjoys a low density. This part here, this is your refuse room. Very normal refuse room. Sizable. But it's a single door only. So if it's smelly, it's not closed properly, usually the smell will leak out. Some they give you double doors. This is only a single door. And here is the bomba lift. Emergency exit. So these are the units. In a more conventional layout or floor, here onwards you have all your units. You have a total of 10 units. Yeah. The biggest layout are at the 2 ends there. On the other end facing LDP, there is 1,000 plus square feet, the 5-bedroom layout. And towards this side here, you have the unit that we're going to review. It's at that end there. This is the 500 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. And the smallest layout is interestingly here. Yeah, this is the smallest one, 440 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Followed by another layout in the middle here, which is actually even bigger than these 2 sizes. This is 588 on a normal floor, the intermediate units. So it's interesting to note that they actually put a smaller unit, 500 square feet, as the corner unit at the end here. Because to me, corner unit is always more precious due to the privacy at the end, right? And then also you can do additional windows towards the side here, towards the side of the unit, which you can't do for your intermediate units. So yes, this is the unit that we're going to review. It's a Type C, 500 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Very, very big space here for a 500 square feet. The depth, look at the depth. So you can do your shoe cabinet. I think it's way more than enough. Yeah. Okay, take out our shoes. Standard fire rated door. This is so this is the bell unit. We'll see if I can do the fully furnished. The owner is going to furnish it on her own. Single phase DB. It's only a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, so perfectly fine. Commercial title, of course. This is a commercial title. You have retail lots at the bottom, hence you have sprinklers throughout the unit. This is a smoke detector. This is the first room. This would just fit in a single bed. By Schneider. Two by two tiles. So this is the common area. Everything is going to be here. So you got your TV panels here, or your rather a fiber termination point, and your SMA TV power point. To save space, probably you have to mount it, the TV directly on with a small, also mounted TV cabinet. That's the way I see it. And then here, really very streamlined, very minimalist kitchen cabinet. I don't think so you want to pass this point. Yeah, so it's very thin. Your TV, you probably to offset it a little bit or angle, get those stuff with the mount which you can angle, right? You can swivel it around. And here would be a cozy corner for your living room. 2 bedrooms only, so you can imagine it's going to be a very private space. This is the main bedroom. Okay, but before we go there, let's check out the balcony. So this is the balcony. Very, it's not a typical shape also, angular. Yeah. But it's certainly bigger than a normal balcony. Yeah. Usually it will be 3 feet, 2 feet, sometimes 3 feet, but this you get much more. In return there, you sacrifice, you cut off a small corner. If it's 3 feet, that means you lose this part here, which is just a small bit, but you get a much wider wedge here. And because of the exterior facade, right, which is rather interesting, so I think here will partially block, whatever rain that comes in. You still get wet, if you're going to dry your clothes here, but it's not really direct per se. Raw finish. Yeah. So this is a zoom up on the finish. Raw concrete finish. Yeah. Which to me is perfectly fine. If anything, this raw concrete finish, right, also really helps. It sorts of breathes, so it's actually much more cooling to have raw finishes instead of raw finishes. So very trendy, This gives you that very industrial feel ID. Opposite, we have one academy. This is an old office building, quite a number of years, which one academy recently moved into, and now this is their main HQ. You can see the one academy. Yeah. One academy itself as an institution is actually quite old also. I think it's close to 30 years if I'm not mistaken. Started in the early 90s. Yeah. That's Federal Highway. And beyond there you can see PJ. This is Sunway, another Sunway project, Sunway Serene, which I reviewed. Also a very nice, I would say a very awesome Sunway property with a lazy river. If you haven't seen that video, do check out the video. Very, very interesting property. Yeah. It's a bit hazy, so you can't really enjoy the full view. This height is just nice, I would say, because you are just able to clear above, right, these immediate buildings and see beyond, sees above of the roof. Any lower, you actually look into the units, which is not so nice. So this, you know, again, you just clear this, you just clear this. So it's okay to me, yeah. You can see, right? Just above. So you still get that very nice view. This is actually the tracks for the BRT. Yeah, in case you don't know what's that, this is basically the bus rapid transit. Yeah, also operated by Rapid KL. It's an electrical bus as opposed to a normal petrol or diesel bus that runs on this elevated ramp. Yeah. No buses now. Okay, let's head back in. Stepping into, okay, before I go to the room, maybe I'll talk a bit about the toilet. So this is the toilet. They separate it, your water closet and your shower area. It's a bit tight. So these are the pros and cons, right? They not necessary to support. It's interesting that they actually, not necessary to split. So they actually split it. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Would you prefer to have this, they partition out, they split it, they have a separator, or would it be better to actually just have this water closet in a way also open? You don't need to block it, because ultimately if you want to block, right, you usually cover up this area only, the shower area, because you don't want this water to splash out. So what the more common or traditional ones is, you have a shower screen, right? Okay, or shower enclosure here. You don't really need this per se, this door and this wall. This usually you find in hotels, higher end hotels, or even more expensive developments. Then they have separate sections for your water closet and your shower. And this is our shower. So a bit just nice. Not the biggest, but it's okay. Given again, this is a 500 square feet unit, right? Actually, the toilet is sizable, I would say. It's okay. Yeah, don't you think so? As a total. Yeah, but the way they unfortunately they close it up, that's why it might look a bit small. And I don't know, but could your washing machine be here? For my unit, I know there are some units, studio units, they put the washing machine inside the bathroom because you just can't put it outside. There's no place to put it outside. Yeah, in this instance, it might just be here. Really depends. You have a water inlet anyway, and then your outlet is down there. So this corner could be for your washing machine. And last but not least, we have the master bedroom. So it's much bigger, and obviously you get windows, 2 window panels separated. Compared to the other one, you don't have a window. So this is obviously much nicer. But for this space, right, I don't know how you're going to utilize it. Your bed would probably be here, I think here, and then you got a small bench there. So this again shares the same bathroom. These are normal plywood doors. Okay, yes, that sums up the review of this particular unit, and this unit will be available for rent. You can reach out to Ms.Lee, her contact is below. I hope I can come up with the second video after it's renovated. Otherwise, if there's no second video, yes, you may reach out to her. I will try to share some photos, yeah, a link probably to the completed one. Okay, now that we're finished reviewing the unit, let's head down and check out the facilities. Let's go. Stepping out of the lift, we are on the 40th floor. So yes, this is the highest floor. We are kicking off our facilities tour on this floor. This is supposed to be the one and only team Sky Bar Lounge within this area. Yeah, so this is massive, this is big. But again, it's not there yet. Still yet to have an operator. But this whole area is supposed to be a Sky Bar. Bangkok team Sky Bar. You know how it's well known in Bangkok, right? They have open Sky Deck, Sky Lounge. They want to replicate that in this place here. As far as the build-up is concerned, as far as the infra is concerned, I think we're already there. It's nice. Look at this water feature, right? And I'll talk about the view shortly. There's this deck here. We can go up. We can take a look at the view. But facilities-wise and in terms of the layout, it's already there. You got a nice sunken lounge there. Look at that. We'll go to that shortly too. Just pending the operator. And to be honest, this isn't an easy task. There are so many service apartments, you know, within Klang Valley, condos. None of it have business, you know, F&B business at the top. Yeah, those that have are really high-end ones, the likes of Star Residence, KLCC. Yeah, talking about that level of premium and exclusivity. Can you do it here? Can someone do it here? If they can, then I think this will really take off this property. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a bit about the view. This is Icon City by Massing, and that is Sunway Serene, I was explaining earlier. Beside is Club Golf Negara Subang, so you've got a big plot of greenery there. Yeah, green, sort of green lung. Yeah, and further up here you can see PJ. They're all low rise. That's the bridge, LDP, crossing over Federal. You can see all the four towers. It's a bit hazy today, but you can actually see Merdeka 118, TRX to the right, KL Tower and KLCC to the left. Fingers are too big, so I'm not going to point into the screen. Yeah. Here I would assume that you can do a lot of sitting also. You can do basically surf here besides downstairs. This is a huge open area. Enjoys again an absolutely nice view. Okay, taking back the spiral stairs down. I really hope this takes off. This will be exciting to see how this takes off actually. This Bangkok Team Sky Bar, very it's one of the main selling points of this particular project actually. This Bangkok Team Sky Bar. Look at the water feature. And this sunken lounge, yeah, can sit quite a fair bit of people. I think this will be open. This as in, it's a public facility for the residents, so it's not part of the Sky Bar. Sky Bar should be that area only within this and probably at the top there. I think that's how I see it. Extremely hot. We are close to 12. Okay. That should be NPE, I think. This highway here. Yeah. Quite nice. On paper, looks good. Everything is in place. If this truly is a Sky Bar, it's gonna be happening. I think as far as support is concerned, as far as customers is concerned, I don't think you need to be too worried, to be honest. Again, you got one academy just opposite the road, and this area itself, it's connected very close to your BRT. A lot of students in this area, right? Sunway, you stay Monash, what else you have? Taylors. So it can really take off. Yeah, you have that support in terms of the customers. Okay, kids playing around. Okay, now that we're finished on this facilities floor, let's head down to the next or the main facilities floor on level 11. Let's go. Stepping out of the 11th floor, this is the main facilities floor. So there are also units on this floor, left and right, pretty much like a typical floor, but this floor also expands all the way there to have all your facilities. Yeah, and you have this again 6-story brick. So at the ground floor, you can really see how big is it, guys. Yeah, look at that, glorious. I've never seen a 6-story brick, to be honest. It's always 3 and 4 stories, and now you can really see the massive volume. Towards this side, you have units, and you need to have security. Yeah, why is this so? It's because stepping out of the lift to come to this floor, there is no security. Yeah, you can, if you notice earlier on, you could just step out from that lift lobby, the door there. But this isn't the nicest of doors, unfortunately. I think they could have done better with this to have at least a nice glass door, which you actually have on that side there. So that should be the normal door, as opposed to that ugly grill. Yeah, this is just not nice. Some seating here. Yeah, all these areas actually are quite branded the furniture. The other side, which I'll go to, is actually Spanish and Italian furniture. Like this, cocoon, very nice. Okay, so let's head there. So ironically, right, you got your security there, but for these 2 units here, these 4 units actually, people can pass freely. So it's a bit of an irony. Nevertheless, if they wanted to do the door at the other end, it should be this door, this type of doors, which is much more presentable, as opposed to that metal grill. This is the facilities. It's got a nice outdoor deck there with some bean bags. Fair bit of greenery. Label it. Wet riser room. You got your toilets here, female, OKU, and also your male. And look at the swimming pool. So it's a bit of an irregular shape. It's not your traditional shape. Yeah, quite stylo in that sense. This whole piece of land again is an elongated rectangular piece of land. Yeah. Let's check out the toilet. Toilet. Nice. I know, I like how the mirrors, right? You see, they actually have this small bit here, which actually angles towards the user. Both sides, left and right. So actually, if you stand here, which I'm not going to do, stand in the middle. If you look left and right, you actually can see the side of your head, 45 degrees, your ears basically. As opposed to standing straight, if you want to see your ears right, you basically have to turn your head. Now you stand in the center, which I'm not going to do. You can actually look at these side panels here, yeah, which are really angled 45 degrees towards the user. Black obsidian tabletop. So you can notice, right, also the swimming pool, the tiles that they use gives you that luxury feel. This is the gym. Look at that. Quite stylo also for the gym. Glass enclosures all around, except for this bit of wall here. Outdoor deck. I'm not sure if this solid wood or is it a composite. High, probably I think it's a composite. Yeah. This is where you shower. And it's interesting to note there's actually no they don't actually have a particular separator for it. So all the water will basically just flow down. Yeah. Breathe some life into the swimming pool, moving water. And cabanas at the side there, two of it. So this is the building. Very interesting facade, I would say. Gives you that scale type of look. And it's raw concrete. The brick one, you can see, is actually painted black. But the exterior facade, it's not treated. So this is the furniture that I was talking about. This is Twist. It's from Italy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Very colourful. You know, those few bit. You can have more. There's a high bar chair, high stool, also from Italy. And this is Vendôme. It's from Spain. They are well known, Valencia, Spain. It's made in Spain itself, not just a brand from Spain, but it's made in Spain. I think this should be fiberglass. Yeah, fiberglass. Outdoor, they are well known to manufacture outdoor furniture. I like this BBQ setup. Yeah, nice. So this is also by Twist. You can see the same design, color pattern, high bar stools, and this is long enough. So this actually, if you have more chairs, each of these sections actually sit two. Yeah, you can put two chairs. So two, 6, 2 sides. Okay, maybe the other side you cannot see that many. Maybe the other side can only sit 4. But yeah, easily you can have 10 on this row here. Yeah, and then here another 3 aside, or maybe even 4 if you squeeze. 1 BBQ pit only though, but it's quite sizable. So yes, that sums up the review of this particular property, YOLO Suites. This property is actually by Ong Chong Realty. This is not the first property by OCR that I've reviewed. The other property that I've reviewed when I initially just started my channel actively last year, it's the Panel. That's at Jalan Ipoh. But I've known this brand for quite many years because I used to stay in Old Klang Road, and there was a property back then by Ong Chong Realty, Residence 8, which I considered. But I didn't make the purchase. I bought another property. So yes, I've known this brand for quite some time. Small boutique developer, seems to be doing well. I quite like the Panel actually. If you watch my video for the Panel, the fine small touches that they have for this for their property is actually quite good. Yeah, the attention to detail. And here we have this property, YOLO Signature Suites. Very student-centric property. If you notice, all the rooms, all the units, the layouts, right? As a matter of fact, it's so student-centric that there's actually a package by the developer that offers GRR, Guaranteed Rental Return, which mainly again targets students from the One Academy just opposite the street right across. If you're a student of One Academy, I think you can strongly consider this as your hostel, because the hostel by One Academy also isn't cheap. From what I understand, a single room, not here, but closer towards Sunway Pyramid, they actually have a co-living, shop lots that also range between 1,000 to 1,005. Yeah. So yes, if you're interested to rent a unit here, do reach out to Lee, Ms.Lee. Contact is below in the description. Hopefully we'll come up with a post-renovation video. If not, I'll try a way to figure out how I can share those photos post-renovation. Okay? Nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the video, do subscribe to the video. Do smash the like button. Do subscribe to the channel, sorry. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!